Fortnite has just made one of the biggest changes of the season a day before FNCS Grand Finals. I'm also going to be talking about why this change is awful for Mongo and Mr. Savage and can really hurt them, and some other teams that this is going to massively help. Real quick before the video starts though, I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers around here, so if you guys are new to the channel, please just subscribe right now and turn on notifications. Use code Kdog in the Fortnite item shop to support me even more. Follow me on my Twitter at ChiliKdog to be able to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive as well. Without further ado though, let's get straight into today's video. All right, so we have to start off with the tweet from Fortnite Status, and they said, heads up, slurp cacti will temporarily not respawn after being destroyed between July 26th and July 29th, and then slurp cacti will respawn regularly again after July 29th. So if you don't know why this change is so big, don't worry, I'm going to explain literally everything to you guys in today's video. So if you know like the slurp cacti that are around the map, you will now only be able to hit them one time and before they are completely gone forever and they will no longer respawn. So if you're like, why is this such a big deal? It's because Storm Surge was literally completely revolving around slurp cacti this season. You literally had pros like Kdog claiming cactuses in grand finals. I want to go over now a list of a bunch of pros that this is going to massively help, as well as a list of a bunch of pros that this has just completely changed their whole FNCS. All right, we got to start off with Peterbot and Pollo. This is probably the team that it helps the most. If you're wondering why, it's basically because they're going to get Uncon Redline Rig, and they are already on the bottom side of the map. And so since they land Redline Rig, they have the coin that basically acts kind of like the slurp cactuses did before. So they'll still be able to trade Surge with a lot of people, but they're like one of the only teams on the bottom half of the map that can do it infinitely, as well as a lot of people around them are contested and they will be fighting off spawn. So instead of Peterbot and Pollo having to like base up, look for Surge, trade Surge with people on cactuses, they can just full W key now into the people that are contested. If you look at Peterbot's response to the tweet, he said, "I love this," and then Boop responded and he says, "Congrats on the back-to-back," and then Peterbot responded again with some messages that he had with Pollo, and basically Pollo said, "GG's, they might as well give us the 70k now," meaning that basically like they might as well just give him the FNCS win right now. And then Peterbot said, "That's better for us," and then Pollo just said, "I know." So this team is one of the happiest teams right now going into grand finals. The meta completely changing one day before grands is so crazy to me. All right, let's go over the next team this will help a lot, I feel like, and that is Clicks and Vino. Now if you guys were watching the Cash Cup yesterday, Clicks and Vino for the first 4 games were completely changing their game plan to revolve around cactuses, because that's just literally what you needed to do if you wanted to keep up with Surge in grand finals, is you needed to have a cactus rotate. But now that the change has happened, this is literally going to change their game plan so much. If you watch the last 2 games where they placed like 3rd and then they won the very last game, it was the games that they were not revolving their whole game plan around cactuses, and literally this whole season they haven't been revolving their game plan around cactuses. So this is like one of the few teams that are already conditioned to do well without them. And if you look at Vino's tweet, he basically just said, "F your Surge bases, I'll see you at forecast and height 12 out of 12 games." So that means they're going to be going for the forecast tower every game, so they will be able to get zone reveal, as well as they will get the DMR to be able to get Storm Surge tags. Some interesting things we saw in yesterday's Cash Cup also for them though was Tavern and TK were kind of like camping the forecast tower and then being able to like kill one of them a couple of times that they were going for it. So I'm very curious if there is going to be a bunch of teams that are just going to camp the forecast tower now to try to be able to get their Surge on Clicks and Vino. It could get a little bit scary for them if that does end up happening, but this is one of the best changes that Clicks really could have asked for at this point. This team was really struggling going for any type of cactus rotates or anything like that, so this should help them massively. Let's go over some other big name teams that this is going to help. Pretty much any team that lands north, like Booga and Aviv, Muzz and Epic Whale, Bree and Rituals, like teams that just don't have these slurp cactuses in the first place because they're not in the desert biome, this is going to massively help them. They already had to go all season without even having cactuses to trade with to be able to get Surge, so now that they are not going to need it in general, it's just going to help them out a lot. This could definitely boost Booga and Aviv's stock a lot. This team has already been playing absolutely insane without the cactuses, so now that they're nerfed even more, they should just do even better now. Some teams that this won't really affect, I feel like, is kind of like Taste and Yamzo and like Acorn and Cold, things like that. Those teams already had good Surge plans. Like their Surge plans weren't completely like fully revolved around like cactuses and everything. I mean, like a lot of it was, but I still feel like they'll be fine even though they're in the desert biome without the cactuses. Let's go over some teams that this is going to massively hurt now, and there is a good amount of them. Unfortunately, a team that this is really going to hurt is Mongrel and Mr. Savage now. Their whole game plan all season has been basing up on cactuses and then trading Storm Surge, and like with how good Mongrel's DMR aim is, like the plan has obviously been working insane for them recently. They have to change almost their whole FNCS Grand Finals game plan a day before Grand Finals start. start. If you look at Mr. Savage's tweet, he said, woke up to the biggest change in meta before grands in Fortnite history. So yeah, honestly, you do kind of have to feel bad for them. This team was on a major rise recently, literally just placing 3rd place in the duo cash cup finals last night, and now having to realize that your whole grands game plan is completely changed. It's going to be rough for them, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Mongrel is a top 3 surge getter in this season's meta though, so I mean, hopefully it doesn't affect them too much and Mongrel is just able to carry surge with his DMR aim. But if Mongrel and Mr. Savage are going to place good in this FNCS, it is going to be off of the back of Mongrel's DMR aim, I'm not gonna lie. And I mean, if this team is contested, maybe that would be a little bit better for them now because it would help them be able to get some extra surge off spawn. But I just don't really know what they're going to do. They're in a really weird spot now. Like, having to change your whole game plan with like little practice going into grand finals is not a good sign for them. I saw some people say that they won't even be able to get in the top 15 now and their LAN qualification spot is over and everything like that. I don't feel like you need to overreact that much right now. These are still really good players and they're working with one of the best coaches in the game in BloodX. I know he is definitely cooking up strategies with them right now. Let me know where you guys think Mongrel and Mr. Savage are going to place in grand finals now that their whole surge plan is completely messed up. The other team that this is going to hurt massively though, and really you have to feel bad for them also, is Cooper and Kanata. Cooper and Kanata were almost slated to like have a guaranteed FNCS grands win because they centered their whole like drop spot around like claiming the cactuses, and they had like the most out of any team. I'm pretty sure they were just able to infinitely surge trade in the storm for like the whole game. So this is going to hurt them a lot, but they are still very good players and I don't feel like it is going to change like too much for them. They know how to get surge and they still are going to have 3 separate plants, so it's not like they just have one plant and then after that they like have no other plans for surge. I feel like it definitely changes their like odds to be able to win grands. I don't think they're going to be able to win grands anymore, but I don't think it's going to hurt them as much as people think. One thing that I do have to say is a huge positive of this change though, it is going to make the mid game so much more entertaining to watch. Like literally watching mid game this season has been so boring, you could almost fall asleep because everyone was just sitting on the cactuses and just trading surge for like 10 straight minutes. So now people are going to be forced to fight more. You're going to see more people like rotating around the map to get surge, and like people will have more storm surge routes. So for a mid game entertainment wise, it is definitely a lot better. I want you guys to leave your updated top 5 for FNCS grand finals in the comment section down below. I saw a lot of people saying that I should completely change my top 5 list now, and I already posted the video, I already made it, so I gotta stick with the punches now. But I'm very curious to hear your guys' opinions on who you guys think this is going to help the most, as well as some teams I think it is going to hurt the most in the comment section down below. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're trying to hit 100,000 subs around here. Use code Kdog in the Fortnite item shop and support me even more. I've been making a bunch of more tweets on my Twitter at ChiliKdog if you want to just keep up to date with me. YouTube says you'll enjoy one of these 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you haven't already. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.